Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen, and are you looking for a new recipe? Then here's the video for you. So I've been seeing this dinner on social media, like all over the place, and it looks so good. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I gotta try that. Everybody's gonna love it. And you know, it didn't disappoint. I looked up quite a few recipes on Pinterest, and I found one that worked with the way that I wanted to make this dinner. So yeah, stick around and watch me make this. I've never made this before, first time. So just stick around and let's get going. So to start off with, these are the ingredients that you're going to need, of course, along with the meat of your choice. You could use goat, lamb, or chuck roast, which is what I'm using here. So the first thing I did there with the meat was I cut it into chunks and I put salt on it and let it sit for about 30 minutes before I wanted to sear it. And now I'm working on the chilies, the guajillo chilies. Also, I have a different kind of chili that I just had sitting around in the cupboard. But you just take the stem off, cut them in half, and you want to remove all the seeds. And then in this pan here, a medium pan, you're going to put all your, this is for the sauce, by the way, before we're even working with the meat. This is the sauce. You're going to want to do this first. So you put all your chilies in with half a white onion, a whole bulb of garlic. The recipe called for Roma tomatoes. I just had canned, so I used that. Bay leaves, salt and pepper, cumin, oregano, and I'm going to put in some cloves here too. Don't worry about everything being whole, because we're going to blend it up and strain it, so it's fine. Also, it called for cinnamon stick. I just had ground, so I used that instead. And then you just fill it with cold water and let it simmer away for about 15 minutes. And then as you can see, we're adding a little bit of apple cider vinegar, putting it into the blender, remembering to vent the top because it is hot right out of the pan. So you just puree it, excuse me, till it's really smooth. Okay, now it's time to work with the meat. So we're going to want a nice hard sear on this meat. This is the way I prefer to do it. So a nice hot pan, Dutch oven pan here. Other recipes I've seen where they boil the meat instead, but I like to sear things. So this is the way I chose to do mine. So yeah, you just don't crowd the pan, do it in batches so you get a really nice crust like this. It's beautiful, gorgeous. Okay. And now that we have our sauce made, we're going to put a strainer over our pan and strain out the sauce so you can get all that stuff. So use a whisk to push the sauce through, or you're going to be sitting there for a long time waiting for it to get done straining. So yeah, use your whisk and work all that stuff out. And this is left over, throw it away, you don't need it. Also, I'll need a little chicken bouillon. That's the last of it. I'm so sad. I need more. Okay, and then I put in a whole box of beef broth. That's 4 cups. Yep, just throw it in there. And then you're going to put your meat back in the pan after you've seared it, or, you know, whatever. But I like this recipe because it has directions for the slow cooker and the Instant Pot too. So this is a good recipe. I'm going to link it in the description box, of course. So put your lid on it, get it up to a nice gentle boil, then put it into a 300-degree oven for about, I'd say it was in there about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so, 2.5 hours, somewhere like that. In the meantime, grate you some cheese. I'm using Monterey Jack. Oaxaca is the cheese that's suggested, but I like Monterey, and it's a really good melting cheese too. So this is the meat after it's all done cooking in the oven. And let me tell you, I could shred this and mash this with 1 fork. Look at this. It was beautiful. It was so good. It was so good. Oh, just really good. Worth it. Loved it. Everybody in my house loved it. Oh, Mom, this is super good. I love it. It's so good. Even my husband gave me a thumbs up. He's like, you picked a good one here. So I was like, awesome. So you're going to want to also skim off some of the fat. There's going to be quite a bit of fat on the top, of course. So I try to get some off, as much as I could. And then I just ladled some of that sauce over the meat just to keep it nice and moist while I get ready to fry my tortillas. So you're going to want to take some white corn tortillas, dip it in your sauce, and then put it in a pan with a little bit of neutral oil. And then put your cheese on one half of the tortilla, a little bit of white onion diced. Yeah. And then put the meat on, and then you just let it fry away. Turn it, keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't burn, go too far, and then boom, dinner's done. It was really good. I loved it. It was so good. Look at, it's so cheesy, and the meat was just delicious. Like, this turned out better than I thought, man. It was so good. So here it is, all done. I served mine with a side of yellow rice, and then you dip it into the broth there, the sauce, the consomme, whatever you want to say. And it was really good last night. We liked it. So here I am trying it. I have you propped up in my window, so sorry you can see the white turny thingy to open the window. But anyway, it was really good. I loved it. Everybody liked it. Recipe will be in the description. So follow for more.